All right, how you doing today? Today we're gonna take a look at the Andrew Huang complete music production class on monthly.com here. In this class, you produce 3 different songs. I've taken all of the music production classes on monthly.com here that are available at the time of making this video. Lewis Bell, Ryan Tedder, Kygo, Blanks, Charlie Puth, and then this one, of course. And I also have another video explaining all the differences and stuff between them all as well. So if you want to take a look at that, go ahead and watch that video as well, because there is a lot of differences and a lot of similarities in all the classes, and I think they're all pretty good. So anyways, let's get into this. So this is the monthly.com, like I said, and I do have a link in the video description below for you to get a discount. The classes aren't always available. Sometimes you go to the homepage here. Mine says go to classroom because I'm signed up, but sometimes it might say get on mailing lists because, you know, they don't do them every month, even though the website's called monthly. I guess monthly is more of the 30 days that you take the class in. So it is a pretty intense class, totally immersive, if you will, because you go along in this class 3 polished songs, and the levels here are all levels beginning to advance. I do recommend having familiarity with whatever DAW you're using. Andrew uses Ableton Live. I use Logic Pro. The other courses, they use Pro Tools and stuff like that. That's kind of irrelevant for these classes. I mean, if you do use Ableton Live, that's awesome, because this is more about processes and techniques and things like that. So whatever DAW you're using, you should be fine with. And again, 1 month commitment, you're gonna need about 7 to 10 hours a week for 4 weeks to get totally immersed in this process. Again, these classes are pretty intense, so I'm just gonna go over here and I'm gonna play some of my songs and stuff that I came up with. Actually, my first song is playing in the background right now. So song 1 is electronic instrumental, song 2 is synthesis and samples, and then song 3 is vocals and live instruments. So pretty in-depth, 3 different kind of categories, if you will. And of course, there's all kind of stuff, you know, you can read. This is all on the website here. But let's dive into the class and take a look inside. So, and there is a peer group as well. If you go to the peer group here, actually, let's go back here. Curriculum. So the introduction class, there's a welcome video. There's your first. You set up a profile or whatever, and here you get a link as well when you sign up. Basically, the way the invite friend things work, if you use my link, you're gonna get $20 discount, and then I'll get $20 credit towards my next class. And I was able to get a bunch of different credits for these classes, which is awesome. So if you do use my link, thanks in advance. And if you sign up at the same time with your friends, you'll be in the same peer group. That's a good thing too. So, and then it goes into tools and equipment you need. So what do you actually need for these classes? Well, again, Ableton Live, you don't have to use it. I don't use it. It's what he uses, but there is a free trial if you want to dive into it. If you're familiar with your DAW, I recommend staying with whatever you're using, because as you probably know, if you've never used Ableton Live and you start trying to learn a new program and doing the class at the same time, you're probably gonna get a little bit behind. So, but if you've never used a DAW before, maybe go and get the free trials and try to, you know, play around with it for a while to try to get used to it, because these programs, you know, they're pretty in-depth themselves, and it's not a class on how to use Ableton or anything like that. And there are some other different alternatives here, GarageBand and so on and so forth. And some, you know, nice to haves. I don't know why this is nice to haves. You pretty much need headphones if you're recording stuff and, you know, vocals and stuff like that. MIDI keyboard, you know. Another cool thing about his class too is he turned me on to a bunch of free instruments I didn't know about. I mean, I have some complete stuff from Contact, from Native Instruments rather. So Sapphire Labs Virtual Instruments, that's when I got Helm Synthesizer. I downloaded these ones are free. They're free software, so I downloaded these before the class started, because I think when I signed up there was like a 2-week period before it actually started. So I just went in here and did all this fun stuff and got those free synths and stuff like that. And he mentions a lot of different free sample sites and stuff along the class as he goes along. But anyways, speakers, you probably have this stuff if you're into music production, so on and so forth. So there's some things you need. And then there's the video about fundamentals of music software. Again, if you're not familiar with your DAWs, you should probably watch that. And then some music theory stuff here as well, in case if you're not familiar with music theory. Just the basics kind of stuff. And then again, the peer group here, you're going to want to, when you're done doing tasks with every task that you do, basically the way these works is Andrew will show you a technique, part of his process, and then you go do that on your own, and then you share with the peer group. And there's 20 people from around the world in your peer group. So you submit your projects to get the best out of it. Submit your projects on time. Be active in the peer group, giving feedback on other people's stuff. Ask for specific feedback on different things like that, and all that fun stuff. So that's like the pre-game of it. And then there's the pricing is different on all these. These classes are, each class you pay separately for, but I found out that once I signed up and did one class, I started getting offered this monthly plus membership where you pay like $200 annually, and then you get discounts on the classes and stuff like that. I never signed up for it because I was getting discounts from referring people, so there's that as well. So different prices for every class, so on and so forth. But anyways, let's get into song one here. So song one is electronic production, and this one we do a full well, he shows you how to do it and then you go along, but that's what I mean by a full electronic instrumental track documenting his 8-hour songwriting and production process, and deeply explaining each idea, tip, and technique along the way. By the end of part one, you will produce a polished electronic track of your own, leveling up your end-to-end skills as a producer in the process. So very in-depth videos, long videos here, and then you get tasks, like you watch all this stuff, selecting sounds and stuff like that, and then you upload your thing. I actually started one song and then I just completely trashed it and started it brand new again for me. And sometimes that happens when you're writing music, you just don't you're not into what you're doing after a while or whatever. So again, this is the first song, and it says instrumental, but he actually uses vocal samples too. He does like drops with vocal samples and stuff like that, and I used vocals in mine, not like a lead melody vocal, just like little here and there. Let me play you what I've come up with, because I finished after I finished part one here. Well, actually, let me get back to this. So you just keep doing your feedback, and then there's a 45-minute video on developing the first loop and stuff like that, expanding beyond the loop, transitions, ear candy. That's like a nice 2-hour long video. Expanding your songs, pairing feedback. And then he goes into mixing and mastering, and then all that fun stuff. And he does all his own mixing and mastering. Sometimes people, send mixes out to other people and then have someone else master it. But for him, he does it all in one. And that's what lesson one is all about. Let me show you some of the other stuff inside the video sections here. So like I said, there's notes, and they give you links to stuff that's really cool. This is the one of the free synths that we use, or instruments actually, with a lot of sound libraries. And then there's your outline of your project that you do. It gives you pretty, and after you watch the video, you read all this and go up and do your task. And then there's even some more lessons here on the print side of things, or just recaps and links to different instruments and stuff used in that section. And a lot of this stuff is free stuff that he uses, which is cool. A whole list of free plugins here. You might have some of this stuff, you may not. I had some of it, some I don't. There's no links for this one for some reason. But anyways, yeah, there's a lot. Like I said, this is really intense, really in-depth, fully immersive, if you will. And listening to the peer group and the people that are producing their songs, and listening to the songs, that there's a lot of talented people here as well to get feedback from and leave feedback on their songs as well. So anyways, let me play you what I came up with for my first song. So this is on my other YouTube channel, one of my other YouTube channels. All right, so obviously the video is not part of the class. I just used video stuff to make a video for it as well. So that was my first song. It's pretty cool. It's nothing crazy or nothing. I kind of kept it simple. My first, because I started with one song and then went completely nuts with it and kind of got lost in it. So I said, you know what? I'll go back to that some other time, rearrange it. And that's another good thing too, is you have like a deadline to get stuff done, which I find very helpful as well, because a lot of times I have so many tracks of unfinished stuff because there's no deadline for it, you know. So this one, I sat down and I ditched the first song that I did and started working on this one. I pretty much worked on it one day, you know, because I knew the process already that he used from watching the videos, and then just kind of a couple days later went through it again and just made the final touches and then did the mixing and the mastering part of it. So really cool. So let's get into song 2 here. All right, for the second song, this is about making a song from sampling stuff and using sound design and synthesis. A really cool project that was or cool lessons, cool project, whatever you want to call it. So a video about intro to sample-based production, sampling real-world objects, turn anything into an instrument, and then video here, another hour video about processing, composing with samples. So in this lesson, I sampled all this stuff you see in the screen here, a bunch of stuff I had laying around in the kitchen. He recommends everyone use stuff from the kitchen. Obviously, you could use whatever you want. And then you kind of make up a track with that, and he goes into like all this different stuff about manipulating those sounds and all kind of fun stuff like that in this video here, processing and all that fun stuff. And then of course you upload your project for feedback, you listen to other people's projects, and then he goes into the synthesis. He uses the Helm program, free plugin, the VST or audio unit or whatever. It's you could just download it for free, so everyone has that. Everyone can get that, rather. And then arranging about a 2-hour video here, and polishing the stuff like that, and then again more feedback. A lot of really cool stuff in this video. Let me play you my track, or a little bit of it here, and it's on my other channel as well. I'll put a links in the video description below. This one was kind of fun, just messing around with sounds and coming out with stuff and see how he does it. So let me play a clip of mine here.
Yeah. That's right.
What did it say?
Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
What did it say? You really mustn't, darling. What did you say?
Huh?
Go on. What did it say?
All right, cool. So the next song is the third and last song. It's vocals and live instruments. This kind of takes a left turn here, if you will, just completely, because the first 2 songs were more electronic stuff, instrumental kind of stuff. You could add vocal samples and stuff like that. But this one, he kind of does more of like a pop song, using live instruments, obviously, as it says here, and recording vocals. And he goes into his entire songwriting process that you follow along with, fundamentals of writing lyrics and vocal melodies. That's like a 2-hour video alone. And then you write your like rough draft song for the project. And one thing about all these monthly.com classes, since I've took all of them at this point, the 6 that were available at the time of watching this video, there might be more in the future, but he was the only one that actually had the song written before recording it. Everyone else, and this part 3 here, that is, everyone else kind of wrote and produced the song at the same time. Obviously, you might have songs that you wrote, you know, before you went to production and stuff. So this is kind of a cool class for that. Or if you're just beginner, I don't know what level you're at. But that's a pretty cool process there. I always get stuck on lyrics, and like this one kind of, this last project kind of goes fast, and plus I was really busy this week, the last week of doing it. So I started with one song myself, and I just couldn't get all the lyrics together. And so I totally went to a different song that I already had written and actually had vocals recorded for already, and I did the rest of the class with that song. So, you know, I don't know, because it's kind of cheating or whatever, but I don't know. I can still finish the song I started writing for this class later. But anyways, and that song will be on yet another different YouTube channel because I have like multiple YouTube channels. But anyways, and it's different style music, so that's why. So and then you upload your feedback and stuff like that. And then he goes into recording process and mixing live instruments. He records guitar, bass, drums, vocals, and then he goes into his recording process and mixing vocals. Does a lot of vocal stuff, arranging, mixing, mastering, and songs and with vocals. And so that's another, in-depth video. So there's a lot of lessons here and a lot going on. And then you upload your third song. I'll play a clip of mine too, I guess, since I've been playing the clips for the other ones. And then there's a how to keep learning video. So a lot of really cool stuff in here. And then, like I said, there's the peer group. You have your peer group. Congratulations on making it across the finish line. I see I finished it. And then you have people in here that with their projects and such. There's my final one. I just uploaded it, so there's not many. Well, someone's a fan. No comments yet, but let me see if my other tracks are in here somewhere. So here's some feedback on what my song 3 basic demo. That's the song I changed actually. So yeah, whatever. But anyways, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Check out my other videos. Here's song 2 is done. A bunch of feedback here from people, all that kind of fun stuff. So anyways, if you have any questions, please do leave them in the comments below. I'll try to answer as many as I can. Check out my other videos for the other monthly classes if you're interested. And like I said, it's really cool production and songwriting classes, and I found them very helpful and a lot of fun. Obviously, if I did 6 of them, I do like them. And I'm actually going to do the vocal class that's on there as well, but that's not production and music. Anyways, I'm just rambling on at this point. So anyways, I will talk to you soon. That is all for now, and I will talk to you soon.